it shortly.
Yeah.
All right, the Link's House play first.
Yep, I assume both runners are going to check, kill a guard, check the tree pole, go to the uncle, and then move on. Man. Taking the sign to kill a guard. Rude.
Oh, but he missed. The guards are definitely not happy about vandalism.
So what do we got for the tree pole? For 1 kill, we got small magic. That's not too bad, especially for the start.
Oh yeah, let's hope that our racers can remember that one for later. If they ever run low on magic, remembering that your first tier tree pole is magic is very useful. So far, nothing in the beginning portion of this. So Uncle with just a heart piece and then 50 rupees here.
Now the 50 rupees are definitely nice. It's a guaranteed bomb purchase, which is very good. Oh, and Killer App did get 20 additional rupees from a guard kill there.
And that's really interesting. Did I see a key here? Yes.
Yeah.
So that key is used for the escape sequence.
Evanidus is deciding to go from Link's house now because he does have those 50 rupees. He wants to start Kakariko from the bottom. It's not a bad play, really. Getting bombs right here from the bushes as well.
Oh yeah. Looks like Killer App is going to the Lost Woods. Hopefully looking for some more items. Lost Woods doesn't usually pay out too much, but I mean, kind of want to see a nice front-loaded seat again. Ooh, shovel. That's advantageous. Killer App's gonna have a better routing option than Evanidus on this one.
Yep. Since Evanidus will have to go back for the shovel eventually, or with the shovel to the shovel spot.
Let's see if it pays off though. That's a definite like maybe right now.
Yeah, I assume both players will definitely check it. It's a very early shovel, so it's a small thing, but you know.
Yeah, but it's not used often, but the shovel can produce items. So it's a handy item to have.
Definitely. We've seen people dig for rupees, bombs, and all. Even arrows are magic, so can't happen.
Ooh, another set of 50 rupees in the chicken hut. So I wonder if Evanidus is going to save his money. And, oh, it's looking like it. Yes, he's going to save his money. He's going to go to this little hut, use his last bomb here to collect some more. Four bombs. Ooh, wow. That's a good drop.
Yeah, that's definitely helping him out.
Yeah, because without that, we're probably going to see a return to that room to pick up 4 more bombs, but that drop made it really nice and easy.
Yep.
So we still have no map checks from either of our runners, but I don't blame them. I mean, they haven't really received anything that would let them know that, all right, you know, it's time to make a dungeon choice right now.
Yeah, they're still going through Kakariko without too much of a payoff for now.
Ooh, early lamp. That could prove to be interesting. So early lamp can provide a an agonim requisition, or not requisition, requirement. I mess up my English.
It's the first step towards Agar, that's for sure. But yeah, other than that, it's really... It does unlock Eastern completely. Like, you can get all the chests at the very least, except you cannot beat the boss, the Armos, without the bow, but other than that, Eastern is now completely open. And yeah, that's about all it does for now. If we do see a glove eventually, the lamp can have some other uses in the logic, can lead you up to Death Mountain, and the back end of Escape as well. Like the one single chest that is there has the lamp and the logic as requirements, so
Oh yeah.
we'll see how that progresses here.
Yeah, nothing really from Kakariko besides that lamp. So they're leaving Kakariko here without checking the bottle kid, but as we know, you need a bottle for that, so really can't do much in that situation.
Yep.
KillerApp is going to be heading down, checking the library race item, and then giving us some new information on the dig spot.
I'm almost inclined to say that has to be an item, right? I mean,
I'm trying to think what would be interesting to find there. I mean, a lift upgrade would be huge, but maybe their first sword, pointing them to go to escape.
potentially, yeah.
More than likely going to see a save and quit here from. Oh nope. I don't know if you find the shovel there. Would you save and quit, or would you do what Evanidus is doing and maybe check in the anxiety cave?
It's tough. In a race, one-on-one, I would probably not save and quit, honestly, in a tournament match, because it's always a danger to leave this unchecked, and it's kind of rough sometimes, you know, to make an effort to go, it's a sword, you called it. Oh man.
Awesome.
But, finishing my thought really fast, it's kind of tough to you know, make an effort to come back and check this and always have it on your mind. So in a tournament match, I would probably just like play it safe like Evanidus did. In a big race, I would definitely save and quit because I want to win the big race, and that's a bit of a time waste right there.
I'm feeling magical. Calling that sword there at that dig spot. That's interesting.
Good call.
Getting that sword there. Still heading over to Sahasrahla. Not a bad play. I might have gone into Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, for sure. The sword is definitely something that makes the escape, well, very, very easy.
Nothing behind Sahasrahla's hut today.
Looks like KillerApp has the same idea as you have, maybe.
Oh, he could be going for it. Evanidus, in the meantime, looking like he's heading towards Eastern. No idea if it's a crystal or pendant, though.
Yep.
Oh,
There
wait.
he's going. Ooh, pendant, and Crystal 6 in Desert. The green pendant in Hera.
Yeah, it's interesting. Our Crystal 6 is in Desert, so that leaves a lot of possibilities for whatever the pair is in for the 5-6 for the double chest of fairy to be in play. Two crystals in Light World could also leave a lot to be a potential for a pedestal seed.
Yeah, I mean, if T-Stone, for instance, is the other pendant, this is a very easy pedestal potential.
All right, so both of our racers giving us some new information. We're getting some Eastern Palace action over here, and then over on KillerApp's side, we're seeing more than likely we're going to see all of Escape, because he got that key in Sanctuary.
Oh yeah. He's probably going to set up for a Death Warp and then go straight through.
Yeah, I've really started to enjoy like the Death Warp tech that's been kind of coming through here. I mean, most of the time, like, you really just don't want to take a death, but you know, if it helps you save a lot of time, and you know, instead of backtracking all the way through Escape, taking that death absolutely saves more time than it wastes with dying.
Yep. Alright, so far both of their locations didn't hold anything. I'll have to see if that changes here in a second.
Ooh,
just
some bombs. All right, and we found the burrito already in Escape, right?
I want to say yes. I saw a burrito, but that might have been on Evanidus stream.
Oh, curse these 2 dungeon layouts.
Oh, there's the hook shot! Wow. Okay, that's a big one. Very nice. And that was
Unfortunately,
before
he can't
the
do too much with it, though. I mean, it's a movement bonus, yes, but it's not, it doesn't actually open him up anything.
That's right. But yeah, it was before the lamp area too, so the lamp wasn't even needed for this.
Oh, KillerApp got some good RNG on that snake room. Oh, there's the burrito.
There's the burrito. Yeah. Interesting, interesting. Now that, yeah, like you said though, this hookshot doesn't do anything right now, but as soon as they get 1 or 2 more items, it will do a lot for them, so we'll have to see how that develops.
And the mirror!
The mirror behind the... Oh dear. Yeah, there is definitely a glove somewhere here.
Eastern Palace with a payout.
That is huge for Evanidus right now.
There's the
There's
hammer.
the hammer in this game! Oh man! What is this?
Well, hold on. Let's not get too excited yet.
That's a lot of items out here already.
Alright, I imagine that KillerApp is going to be making a trek over to Eastern soon. Oh, there's the glove!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Can I get excited yet?
Okay, you can get excited. You can get excited. I'm excited.
Oh man, that's a lot of items, and that's definitely with the mirror. That's definitely a screaming Death Mountain right now.
What's really good about this is that KillerApp is going to get his lift upgrade here. Has the hammer. Both of our racers here only need the Moon Pearl for Darkhold access.
Mm-hmm.
Evanidus won't really be able to do much outside of being able to interact and check things, but KillerApp with that hammer can actually maneuver around the Dark World. So depending on what is inside this mini Moldarm cave.
How about the cane flippers, fire rod, and the boots? Is that right?
I mean, if you want to go for like the jackpot of all caves.
We do have blue mail, but and a book.
Yeah, that's interesting. Outside of boots, they actually have everything that is necessary to get through desert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that is a crystal after all, so... Well, Hera is also accessible, but Hera is a pendant dungeon. It is the green pendant, and Evanidus is also still looking for the sword. I hope he remembers the shovel, honestly.
Yeah, shovel or the hammer would be something that Evanidus needs to get in hand in order to check Hera. Green pendant is not a bad thing to pick up, especially early on in the sea too.
Let's see. I think Killer might be going. Yeah, he's going to desert.
It's not a bad decision.
Yeah, he's got everything except boots, so he's kind of hoping. And depending on the Dark World layout for the crystals, we could also see an early Fat Fairy, for instance. Remember, Desert is Crystal 6, so that's entirely possible.
Yeah, it looks like Evanidus found the Quake Medallion at Ice Rod Cave.
That could also be a big one. Wow. Could also be useless, of course, but...
Oh, I apologize.
Alright, let's see what Mikan's cave has in it. It's just an air upgrade. Means Evanidus is going to do some fake flippering here, checking the hobo first. And then, I'm not sure if I would actually go to Waterfall Zora right now. He can't enter the Waterfall Cave, so I don't think there's any reason for him to even go check the ledge there. That's right, there he goes, saving and quitting. Desert Ledge only has a hard, but Killer will still make his way into the dungeon here. Again, crossing his fingers that there is no keys on the torch here.
I mean, even if it's a small key, we may still see a sequence break here in Desert. It's actually one of my favorite moves to do. I mean, if it's like a pendant, it's like a no-brainer to almost sequence break this dungeon. Crystal, you might want to, take a second to consider that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then here is the hammer for Evanidus. So that is the first major weapon. Although the hookshot is just as capable.
Yeah. Ooh, there's the small key on the torch. Now, he does have the big key, so he can finish the dungeon. So I think he's opting in for that, probably. He might miss out on an item, though. Maybe not, though. Like, he found the 10 arrows right there. Maybe Lanmo has the last item for Desert here.
Yeah, in this situation, I would not sequence break the dungeon.
Yeah, definitely
because getting that crystal is far more important than getting a couple of items and having to come back later once you get boots.
Yeah. Evanidus was trying to think what to do there for a second.
Actually, I think that's KillerApp's first map check too.
Yeah. Whoa! So he just went there?
Yeah, he just went there. But I mean, like, we still have the musical cue. That actually isn't brought up a lot. So, dungeons that are crystals have the crystal music, and then the ones that are pendants have pendant music, regardless if they are light world or dark world. That's something that was added way back. I think version 16 is when they started messing around with the music. Well, 8.16.
Nah, I mean, he can hear it as soon as he enters the dungeon, but it's still a pretty bold move. I would at least check the map to see, okay, this is the pendant dungeon. I might not want to go here immediately. Maybe. But, as it is, he's going to face off against the Landmouse right now. And the best weapon he unfortunately has is the hammer, so this might take a little while.
I mean, it's not a bad weapon. Hammer Landmo is not as bad as hammer other bosses.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Probably the worst boss that you can come up across with a hammer is Blind. He just moves too fast and the hitbox is way too small. The second most I would say is Cold Stare.
Yeah, Cold Stare is bad, definitely.
Which is really unfortunate because if you've ever tried low percent of A Link to the Past, the speedrun, that is the most optimal way to take care of Cold Stare.
Alright, so Lamos unfortunately did have the map, which means there is one item left here in this dungeon. So they might have to come back for this. Let's hope they don't have to. It's not really an item you want to go back to, honestly, even though it doesn't take that long to get. But, you know, you kind of want to put the dungeon behind you.
Yeah, but it's really interesting. Evanidus is going to have to do that as well. Just going to do the hammer Lemulus. So this is cool. KillerApp is heading towards, looks like Eastern Palace. So we're gonna see a hookshot coming up here, and not the quick medallion. What was it? Oh, and the mirror. So yeah, Death Mountain is coming up here soon.
Yep. I think that's the last place both runners can go. Unfortunately for Evanidus, he still hasn't gotten his sword. Which I mean, he does have the hammer, but eventually, at the very end of the game, you do need swords, and if he forgets about that shovel, well, that could be bad.
And not just that, but you also have to worry or wonder what use does Quake have? Evanidus taking that risk to go all the way up to the Ice Rod Cave so early into this match, obtaining that medallion. There's a 33% chance that it is needed for one or both of these dungeons that may contain a crystal.
Yep.
So while our runners finish this up, with 2 crystals or 2 pendants in Light World, where do you want to see the final pendant? I know you've talked a little bit about it possibly being at Thieves Town to open up that that pedestal possibility.
If I was a runner, I would really like to see it at Totorock. If I am a viewer, I would love to see it at Thief Town. That's definitely the most accessible Darkwood dungeon. It makes it very easy to have, for the pedestal to have almost anything at this point. Like, there's very few restrictions. I think the bow is a restriction, and that's about it at this point. So that would be ideal for the viewers, I guess. We had pendant ice earlier today. We don't need more pendant ice, fellas. Alright, Evanidus is using the bombs to the max here as well, which I find very nice. Very. Did both of them die to one bomb? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not often that happens. Bomb landmost it's not hard, but it is a little bit more of an advanced tactic.
The double. And Killer, at the same time getting his mirror, so at the end of the day, you got an even match here, except for the sword. So
I mean, I'd still
Killer-
say it's even. Without the sword, I mean, Evanidus can still do Lemmola, or not Lemmola, but Moldorm.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, Evanidus still needs to check the front part of his cape here, I believe, and that's what he's going to do. While Killer is already making his way up to Death Mountain.
Oh yeah, a lot of information to be gained here. 2 standing items, actually 3 standing items, and a whole lot of chests.
Yeah, Killer with the check. Okay, do I actually need to do Aga maybe? And there's there's no need for that for the lumberjack item, but we still haven't found a moon pearl, and it's not like impossible that the moon pearl is on the pyramid. So I have to see what the Death Mountain holds here. I am pretty confident though that we'll come across the moon pearl here eventually.
Oh yeah,
There's so many locations.
We're about to see something come up here soon. I think there's gonna be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's gonna be about 9 items, 10 items with the old man in tow. That Killer App is gonna have information on. Let's see which way he goes first. I'd almost be wanting to go up, do Hera first, and then use the hammer, and then start routing over to the right side of Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with you, especially in 26, where we know dungeons are very prone to having items in them. I would do that as well, for sure.
And it's not too bad to get a green pendant so early on in the seed.
Yeah, green makes it even better, for sure.
Yeah, I'd have to say, you know, completing Hera 100% is not a bad idea. You got a fire source. Ooh,
Got
there
map
it is.
checking here.
Pod. Pendant pod.
Not too bad. Just gotta find a bow, and then we're all good.
Yeah. But pendant pod it's a little bit risky. I mean, pod has the tendency to kind of pay off with a lot of items. There are 5 possible items in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with crystals being of both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, we need at least 1, but possibly 2 medallions. We
Yep.
need to get the flute, we need the Samaria, and we need Ice Rod. So, good information to know. And even more interesting is just how intense the seat's going to be, knowing that we need to find so many items still.
You know something interesting actually that's coming up right now, and I only noticed this because that happened in the last match I commentated. That Eastern and Pod are both pendants, which means in return, the bow could be in Ganon's tower. It could be. So, if Pod does have an item that is potentially bow-locked, though, that would fall flat. But yeah, we'll have to see how this seat develops. But that could be some interesting thing that could happen to the runners here.
Oh man, KillerApp unfortunately didn't get that sweet spot on those pegs. This is actually a really dangerous spot to be with these things. Yep, see that one, and there's a couple of higher ones that can actually kind of hit you regardless of if you have your sword out. But luckily KillerApp knows what he's doing, and is more than likely not going to take any more damage to these flying tiles.
There is Evanidus' sword, and let's hope. Oh man, if he now forgets about the shovel, ay.
But think about how nice it is going to be for Evanidus to get that sword upgrade. Let's say that Evanidus finds Master Sword kind of early on, and then in his Dark World routing, decides to go, there's the bow!
Okay.
But decides to go check the shovel spot, and then boom, there's your instant upgrade. So we can see Temper Sword pretty early.
The thing is that Master Sword also unlocks Aga 1.
This is true. Ooh,
They
that's
still don't have a Moon Pearl.
We could also see an Aga 1 gamble.
Yeah, the bow also makes it possible now to complete all pendant dungeons, so there is that as well.
The dream is still alive.
This is looking pretty good for a 26er here. Very nice. Got the net up the floating island there.
I kind of like knowing the location of the net. I mean, it's not always like something that you want to have, but in the off chance that like you start collecting bottles and you just want to have safeties, that net is like, it's just good information.
Yep.
So with those bombs in the big chest, I don't think we found all the items in Hera, have we?
I don't know. I did see a map. I did see Small and Big Key, obviously, because he had to go to the basement, but I'm not sure if we saw the compass or not.
So Chad is saying that there's one more item on Moldworm, so it's going to be a bit of a double whammy. It's going to be an item, and it's going to be the green pendant.
Compass was on the first stream? Gotcha.
So that's what forced the tile room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Luckily, KillerApp hit the switch, so has access to those hearts. It looks like Cerno did get the hit, but see, I don't know how I feel about that that one peg in particular, the lower peg, because you can get stuck there.
I think that's fine. Judging from the shadow, I think that's fine. It looks a bit iffy, I know, but I think that's just because of the sprite.
Yeah, I've been stuck between the top left corner of that peg, and had to mirror out and retry. So luckily, Evanidus didn't have to do that.
And there we go, Killer. After taking 2 falls here to Moldorm.
Third time was the charm, though. And there's the bottle.
Bottle, huh?
More fetch
Interesting.
quests. That's actually, wow, this, now that you think about it, this is kind of a super troll dorm. I mean, you defeat Moldorm, you get the green pendant, which is, you know, you have to go check Sahasrahla, but you also get a bottle, a fetch quest item to go check the sick kid. So he's just sending you on missions.
And especially without boots and flute, it's like, oh man, do I really want to walk all that way to just, you know, bring back those items? Ah. And they are so far apart too.
Oh yeah, they are. They're, without boots or flute, they are a save and quit away, at the very least.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll find out actually what's going to happen, or what's going to be behind the Spiral Cave here.
Yeah, we got the Resident Sleeper Cave as it's known, without boots. Just bombs.
Okay, but yeah, Killer is going to get the Master Sword and the bow right now, and I'm curious to see what he does from there. There's a lot of things actually speaking for Aga 1 at this point. He could bring back the 2 fetch quest items first though, so I would definitely do that, honestly. Like, a Moon Pearl away from Darkhold access would probably, like, you know, just make sure you check absolutely everything, because Aga 1 takes a while.
Oh yeah, because even if you don't get a Moon Pearl at the pyramid, I mean, the best thing that you get is an early Darkhold portal. And I mean, to make the trek all the way over to Palace of Darkness area to turn in the green pendant with a mirror, that's too risky. You have no way to attack your enemies. So let's see where KillerApp decides to go. Is it the Aghanim check, or is he going to go turn in that bottle, or turn in that green pendant?
Looks like it's green. I mean, he does play as Luigi, so green is the first choice, right? I mean...
Oh, of course. It's so obvious, I just didn't see it.
That's because he has blue mail.
Well, with that blue mail on, does that make Luigi a blue male? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised by this routing actually going into Eastern first again. I would take the chance on the green pendant being the Moon Pearl at this point, but yeah.
Apparently, chat really did not like that joke.
Interesting. If Eastern has another big item, that would make it hookshot, mirror, and something else. Man, that would be crazy.
That is crazy. One more item still left in Eastern.
On the other hand, Evanidus did find the Master Sword, used the shovel, and is now going to deliver the bottle. So
Interesting.
We'll see
So
what
30
we
minutes
get.
in, still no Aga 1 gamble. I don't know. Do you have like an internal clock of when you just make that Aghanim gamble?
If I'm one item away, personally, I will check everything before I do it. Like, I don't know. It's... If you find out that you made the wrong choice, you feel really, really bad. If I actually, I don't know, if I race a better player, like I know, okay, this guy, he's 10 times better than me, I might do it like after 20 minutes if I decide to, you know, take a chance. But
Yeah,
other
usually
than
my
that,
internal clock is around like 26 minutes. If I have like the cape or the master sword and the torch, I'm usually heading up there. Yeah, it looks like that's what Evanidus is willing to do. So this is exciting. This is there are two different gambles going on here. But right now I'm on a mission to win back the chat's favor.
Alright, so this is pendant number 2 for Killer now. And more importantly, will we see an item here?
It's good that Evanidus remembered the shovel and got himself that master sword.
Yep. It's just a piece of heart.
Alright. Well, two pendants could still make the difference in the pedestal seed.
Definitely. I think the only location we don't know at this point, did he not bring back the green pendant?
Neither of them have. Which is weird. Usually the first thing that you want to do as soon as you obtain a green pendant is check the Hashra lab, but I think what they're doing is they're trying to hope for the pearl to be on there, and then that way when you make your way over to pod, to mirror and kind of combo those up.
But what if it's the moon pearl? Oh yeah, we still have Zora. Completely forgot about that guy. Zora only needs the gloves as a requirement, so yeah, he's going to fake Flipper there, but he can get that done as well. He also needs to still check Ice Cave, which will net him Quake.
Yeah, I can imagine kind of like a really bad feeling of like, okay, you know, what's the item out here in Light World? What's going to give me that Dark World access? And, you know, remembering that, oh man, there's Ice Cave. I gotta go all the way over there. I gotta go over the Ice Cave. What's it gonna be? And like, if you run in here and you're like, you know, boom, there's Quake. And you're like, okay, it wasn't all the waste. It was like, we're good. We're still in this.
We're good, yeah.
But I definitely hate making a long trek. Well, I don't hate. Hate's a strong word. But I dislike making a long trek and you're just like, boom, green rupee. And you're like, come on, video game.
Yeah. This is especially if you are looking for one item to finally break that Agawan requirements.
But yeah, so here comes the big Zora check. KillerApp's going to be making that. And then Evanidus is going to give us the information on what is at the pyramid. Could be the moon pearl. Trying to think, there really isn't too much that could be on the pyramid that would allow them to check another Light World location.
The mushroom.
Flippers too.
Flippers, yeah.
If Hobo actually has the moon pearl, then yeah, that could definitely be something.
Boots is also something, yeah.
All right, Hobo didn't have it. All right, so this is a tricky maneuver that KillerApp has to do. He's trying to get this one. There it is.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Alright, in the meantime, Evanidus counting his blue balls. I'm not sure why Killer didn't deliver the queen. That worries me really, because if that is something, that might be very bad.
Yeah, but both of them haven't done it yet, so...
I'm pretty sure Evanidus remembers, though. Whereas Killer, he was an Eastern and didn't deliver it, which is really surprising.
That's right, he was over there.
Yeah.
Alright, what's on this ledge right here?
The mushroom. Oh dear.
Alright, and what's over here? And the pyramid is a
heart
heart
piece!
piece.
It's a heart piece! Oh my god!
Oh man.
That means that, oh dear, Zora could spit out the moon pearl here, or it's at the green pendant.
Yeah, unfortunately, Evanidus saved and quit, but you know, may not have realized that Aghanim, if you defeat Aghanim and you save and quit in the Dark World, it will put you right back on the pyramid. There it is!
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! It's really good that Zora spit that out. Oh man.
And don't think I didn't hear that. You go ahead and you put a quarter in that swear jar.
I said shoot.
Mm.
Definitely. 100%. Come on.
100%. All right. All right. Yeah. Chat's like, shoot.
I turned it around, okay? Come on.
He did. He did chat you. He's an expert. He's an expert at this. All right, so KillerApp with the Dark World access. I can't believe that Moon Pearl on Zora. So Evanidus heading back into Eastern, thinking, all right, I got the bow, I have the fire, I have a fire source. Maybe Armos has my Moon Pearl. Oh, are we getting the pedestal check?
We are probably getting the pedestal check. This is right on the way, really, because he can just back out and then, get the portal down there. So it makes a lot of sense to do that.
All right, get your prayers in now.
I think he's actually just pocket change. Pocket change. I think he was secretly hoping for it to be something because he has 2 dungeons done. So I mean,
Oh yeah.
At that point, you're kind of like, come on, please. Okay.
You also sounded so disappointed. Like I have to point out, just like that hurt my heart.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you have 2 pendant dungeons done. Pod is a pretty lucrative dungeon as well, and if you know, okay, I have to do it anyways, that's actually really good for you, because you have 1 item that you guaranteed know where it is, you have the locations that you have to check in the dungeons anyway, so that'd be really nice, honestly. Now Pod would be a huge gamble if you wanted to go in there, and it might still hold something, it might not though, so...
And we're seeing the ever-popular Skullwoods check.
Guaranteed item.
I don't know. Skullwoods has been holding out recently. Myra's been all the hype.
Meyer has been all the hype, that's true. That's actually true. We had the hammer and hookshot in the race earlier there.
That's nuts. Hammer and hookshot. I can't imagine being in a seed where you need the hammer and you decide to make... What was it, a pendant or a crystal Meyer?
It was Crystal Meyer.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's pendant Meyer, then that's just one heck of a gamble.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Skullwood's got.
10
Ooh.
arrows.
That's 1 of 2.
That was 100% guaranteed item, right?
You're not wrong. There's 100% a guaranteed item in this dungeon.
Evanidus is falling a bit behind, of course, because of the Aga gamble.
Oh yeah, that's about 8 minutes of time that Evanidus needs to make up.
Let's hope he remembers that Zora exists, actually. I tend to forget that at sometimes, because I don't ever really go there.
I was about to say, it sounds like you haven't been burned by Zora enough.
Not really. There's the fire rod.
Oh man. Sorry, I was just gonna say, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, getting the fire rod there after you go to Skullwoods, you're like, oh man, like, do I have to go back up there and see what the second item is in this dungeon?
I love doing that, actually. Like, I really like doing Skullwoods, actually. I don't know. It only has 2 items, but I really like going through the dungeon. I don't know why.
It's fast if you can go mode it. Like,
yeah.
Skullwoods is like, if you haven't even touched it, you just literally need to go to like the end mode of it, and you pick up a key on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we are. We're getting that bottle check. Let's see what the old sick kid's got. Red rupee. All right, so that half of the Moldorm fetch quest is nothing, but we still haven't seen a green pendant use, have we? Or did we? No, I feel like we did with Evanidus, because he just exited.
A green
Easter.
pendant was just a piece of art,
Okay,
so
good.
nothing important. Ooh, we got the cape there, in Thieves Town. So we'll be able to check Bumper Cave afterwards.
All right, here we go. Evanidus is now getting, going up Zora, gonna get that Moon Pearl.
He must feel
Oh,
pretty bad
man.
about that.
What a cheating red guard! Do you see him? He just clipped through those rocks.
Yeah, they do that. They do that. They've gotten me that way once before. I actually died to that guy before.
What a jerk!
But yeah, I mean, we are 45 minutes into the race. You did the Aga 1 gamble, it didn't pay off. Then you go to Zora. First of all, you see this mushroom too, and then you get the Moon Pearl. That must not feel very good.
Oh, not at all. So no key in the beginning part of this. So that means that there's going to be a key right next to the maiden, at the very least. If not next to the bombable floor.
It's usually next to the maiden, I feel. Like, I have not actually gotten the key at the bumpable floor. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just unlucky.
I think that if it's not in the beginning, it's pretty much always there. I think that's like, the logic has like two setups for it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Evanidus, with that in hand, looking like we're gonna go see Hype Cave.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That could give him a little bit of breathing room if items are here compared to Killer. Killer did find the fire rod, but Evanidus needs to make something happen that Killer doesn't at this point, so this is definitely the place to be for him.
Yeah,
And
Flute and
maybe-
Samaria or Flippers would be really huge for Evanidus here. Especially Flippers would allow him to enter Swamp Palace.
Yep. Oh, there are the Titansmiths in Thieves Town. That is
Oh.
big.
Vanilla Titans.
That is huge. And that makes closes that doesn't close the gap for Evanidus, unfortunately, and he does not really find anything in Hype Cave.
Yeah,
At this point, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say it's a very disappointing cave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 5 is Mire.
Yep.
So 5, 6 is Desert Mire.
Probably not relevant. Probably. Maybe.
Can't be Flute,
maybe.
can't be Samaria. I mean, it can always be Ice Rod.
Yep. That's the sad truth. But yeah, I think, Evanidus is doing a good thing here. I think he's going over to the pod area, and he's going to gamble on pod right now. And I think at the point where he fit the Aga gamble, he almost has to do this at this point. And I hope that there's something in there.
We're probably going to see some, not reckless, but we're going to see some interesting gambles coming here from Evanidus. Now, here's something interesting. Did KillerApp just decide to not check the big chest in Thieves Town?
I think he found all items, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think he did.
Let's see. No small key up there, so that means that the front part of it must have had 3 items. And then if you got the Titan's Mint, yeah, alright. That checks out. Wow, this is actually a really interesting situation for Thieves Town then, because I don't ever think that I've been in Thieves Town where you've gotten all items really quickly, and you're just able to freely go straight to blind and not worry about the final chest or what he has. Yeah, he did the math.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, everything going Killer's way at this point. Pot must have something here for Evanidus, or else it's not looking too good. We already know that the pedestal has nothing, but Evanidus doesn't know that, so he will more than likely actually finish this dungeon.
What Evanidus needs is a huge item in here. We obviously know he's not going to find the fire rod, but I mean, powder, boots, flippers, flute, or Samaria in this dungeon. Maybe another medallion could definitely give Evanidus some additional clues, some routing choices.
Yeah.
Figure out this puzzle.
Yeah. Boots and flute, maybe, like giving him two. That would be pretty ideal to start a comeback here.
Oh yeah, a lot of mobility. There's the flute.
The flute. All right, that's a good start. Good start right there.
Now, what's good about that is the flute is going to send him over to Kakariko. With Dark World access, undoubtedly, we're gonna see a Thieves Town play. So Evanidus, if he decides to go along that route, not far away from Titan's Mitt, and therefore checking Meyer area.
Yep.
So that's good. That's really good. Hopefully Evanidus can keep up this trend. Good execution of the mimics. KillerApp is choosing to check up the breadsmiths. Oh, just a piece of heart down there.
Yep. But yeah, I agree with what Type said in chat. The flute doesn't necessarily bring him back just now. He does need a little bit more than that, really, at this point. Silver arrows on the smiths.
Silversmiths.
That's pretty good right there.
But yeah, I mean the flute, it may not, but it does offer a little bit more mobility than KillerApp has.
Yep. That's a big plus for Evanidus at this point if Killer doesn't really go over to pod. Alright.
Cape not needed.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we gotta hope for Evanidus that there's something else in here, something like boots.
Yeah, if boots lead to something at the Bonk Rocks or at King's Tomb, then yeah, that's definitely something that he has on KillerApp. See KillerApp checking the graveyard hut.
Yeah, I feel like Killer is like slowly moving over. Oh, that's the ice rod.
That's something good too.
But I do feel like Killer is slowly moving over to pod. So we'll see how that goes. No, is that 5
Both of our
items?
racers finding a red rupee at the same time.
Is that 5
like-
items though? Because we know that he doesn't need to finish pod, but he might just try to gamble on the pedestal here. We try to remember.
It's a tough call. But yeah.
I definitely saw 4 items, but I'm not sure about 5. Palmosaur has an item? Okay, so that might still be useful then.
Yeah, we're doing our best to try to keep track with all the math, but we're also watching 2 races, so it's very easy to miss if they found all the items in a dungeon or not without a map check. But you know, somebody who isn't missing a thing? Our tracker.
That's right.
Dude. On top of everything. Alright, so we see KillerApp here. Finishing off Skull Woods. Now, we only saw 1 item which was the arrows in Skullwood. So there's still another item here, whether it's going to be in the chest or behind Mothula. Looks like he's going straight for Mothula. Don't blame him. He has the mirror, so being able to come right back into this dungeon and get the chest and the mirror out and leave, a little bit more fortuitous in that routing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a little bit of trouble with these Gibdos. Gets through no problem. Now wants that heart, but doesn't want to get picked up by the One Master.
Alright, and we will have simultaneous boss fights here.
And KillerApp's got the cape out. Probably better with a Master Sword Mothula. If he doesn't give you good patterns, you want to make sure that you're, going to be able to dodge all these things. You don't want to have to come back to Mothula for a rematch.
Yeah, that's one of the worst deaths you can take, especially because you used your magic earlier, and you need magic again to get here, so...
Simultaneous kill.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Simultaneous deaths. And the King of Samaria! Oh, shit!
That's huge! And there is your coin in the swear jar, my friend.
I'll gladly donate for that. Gladly. Gladly.
Finally a gamble for Evanidus that paid off. That is amazing.
That is, yeah. Oh, man. Now, he does still need to get his mitts in Thieves Town, but he can't be far off of that. Yeah, he's definitely going there, activating the flute, and then we only have a bottle in Skullwoods. Yeah, that is something that can bring him back.
Yeah, I want to see Evanidus go into Thieves Town. I want to see him get that Titan's Mitt and get him right back in this race.
Yeah. I will gladly pay for that one. That was worth it. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. That's probably one of the hypest items that I've ever seen to come off a Helmasaur. Outside of the first sword on Helmasaur that we commentated earlier within the week.
Yeah. Curious to see what Killer does now. He must feel pretty okay about how it went, honestly. Aside from the Zora Moon Pearl.
Oh yeah, I mean, Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, his items in Darkwold have been okay so far. That he's got the mitts, cleared the dungeons, Fire Rod, everything pretty good. I just gotta decide where he wants to go now.
Yeah, he's been making a lot of really good decisions. Almost every dungeon that he's gone into has produced something useful.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Evanidus is going to blindfold the pedestal, that's right.
Maybe.
He's got all three pendants. He might as well, honestly. He might as well.
Yeah, he's blind pulling the bed, so okay. I was gonna say, it's like, I might, if you know that Skull Woods is a crystal, I might have waited up until I was heading towards Skull Woods. Because you can get to that final area, and if that final area is the Fire Rod, or if the pedestal is Fire Rod, you're right there for the item.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, $5.
Yeah.
Not happy.
I mean, honestly, though, he did pot. He got 3 important items. He can't be too mad at this, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, his first gamble, Evanidus went into Eastern Palace, which is a pendant, got both the mirror and the hookshot before his opponent. Unfortunately, Hera was a bust for both reasons, for the green pendant and for the bottle, and then got another massive hit. going through Palace of Darkness, getting that flute, getting that Cane of Samaria. Oh, it looks like he's going up to Skull Woods. I don't know.
I mean,
if the seed gives you hammer early, do you decide to go over to Skull Woods still, or do you just run straight to Thieves?
I mean, Skullwoods has a certain, you know, stigma to it.
A certain je ne sais quoi.
So, yeah, I mean, the more reasonable play in general would definitely be Thieves Town, but yeah, since it's Logic 26, a lot of runners will definitely just head up to Skullwoods, check the first couple of chests, and then maybe go into Thieves Town. Either way, I don't think any play is necessarily better than the other, really.
Yeah. I mean, I was just kind of like, seemed for like, if it was you in this situation, like, would you still go up to Skull Woods, or would you go over to Thieves Town?
I would personally always go to Skullwoods because, you know, it's Skullwoods, but yeah.
All right. Well, the good news is that he got Cane of Samaria, so he doesn't have to deal with the that statue. I mean, no, Hive Cave didn't really pay off here for Killer App.
Mm-hmm.
So Evanidus kind of stuck now. Gonna get the big key, gonna check that chest location, but without the fire rod, it's gonna be sent south, and that's where we want Evanidus to go to stay in this race. We want him to go south. We want him to go pick up that fire rod and that Titan's Mint in well, fire rod to the C-shaped house, but Titan's Mint in Thieves Town. I got there. So proud.
Alright, so I think, yeah, Killer will be making his way to Pod here because he's running out of locations. So it's definitely directing him towards those. He's probably going to check the Pyramid and Catfish and then decide to go into Pod. Now, something interesting could happen here, though. Killer does know that the pedestal is not required. So if he finds the flute and the ice rod, he might decide to ignore Helmasaur, potentially. Which, I don't know, that could happen. Like, I mean, Logic 26 always teaches us, please finish the dungeon, even though, you know, there's only one item left and it takes forever to get to this boss and kill him, but... Evanidus did get the fire rod. Probably about to hop into Thieves Town here. There we have the green pendant for Killer an hour in, and he's probably very relieved to only see a heart piece.
Alright, sorry about that. What did I miss?
Nothing really. Killer makes his way over to Pod, and I just mentioned that potentially, if he finds the flute and the ice rod, he might ignore Helmasaur because he knows that the pedestal is not required, even, I don't know. With the flute in hand, he knows that he gets access to Mire. He did find Ether as well on Bombos, by the way, so he has a 66% chance to actually enter Mire.
Interesting, yeah. That could be a possibility. What I do like about what Evanidus is doing is Evanidus got the fire rod, but still decided to go into Thieves Town. So that's good. So let's see if Killer App decides to. Man, that's tough. If you see, man,
like,
I can't imagine something like that going on. Like I don't wish that on anybody. It would be really good for Evan to use that time to catch up, but
I've definitely done that before, where Helmasaur had an item and I just didn't go there, and then it bit me. So I don't know. how willing to quote unquote gamble Killer is, but at that point it's like you find so many things in these dungeons, and then there's another one. Really? I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, how about this? We'll see what he does. I don't want to commentate or curse him.
I already did, so it's fine.
We'll buffer it right off. All right. Hold your breath, everybody. What's he gonna do?
I don't think he's going to mirror out after the flute. I mean, he's going to be happy,
Okay.
but there's too many chests after this that he can check. But the Helmosaur thing,
Yeah. If you're rooting for KillerApp, you want KillerApp to get this dungeon done. If you're rooting for Evanidus, you want him to mirror out. Here come the Titans mitts for Evanidus. Now we know Evan won't mirror out here because T-Rock is a crystal.
he's down.
Correct.
Yeah, it's true that the flute doesn't, with the ice shard, don't really make him able to, you know, finish any dungeons. But he can go into other dungeons that are actually of importance to get into Ganon's tower. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough call.
It really is.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've got burnt more than once by it. Like, you know, if you're in a dungeon, you clear it. I have not done that more than one time and get punished for it. But yeah. Another interesting option both runners have is to fake Flipper into ice, actually. Which, they know they can't find the Flipper set, obviously, but could potentially hold something.
Yeah, and I also played for sequence break is, I mean, if you're only missing the flippers and you just need a crystal, it's really good because you can just go mow the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
But I think under any other circumstance, I really wouldn't go through there without the flippers.
Yeah, that's right. It's really only medallions left, huh? Potentially, anyways. Like, bombos would be the only thing that could still hold them up. I think other than that, well, boots for their the torching Ganon's tower. But other than that, we're pretty good, like, combining both runners' items.
And I don't remember, I think there's still one item left in Desert. Whether or not that's something
There
that they
is,
need.
yeah.
Oh no!
Alright, this is on me, you know. My fault.
Oh shit! Shoot!
I apologize. Oh, Threadjar! Gotcha! Gotcha!
No! Oh god, KillerApp! Alright. So, this is the moment that Evanidus needs to seize.
Yep. To be fair, to be absolutely fair, I would have done the exact same thing Killer did, probably. Even though I have been burned by this before, I would have probably done the same.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. I mean, you've already gone through, let's see, one pendant dungeon that produced something, and then another one that was like, eh. So to get that third one, and plus KillerApp actually had the knowledge of what was on the pedestal. So it's like, it's not a pedestal seed, despite needing to get it. So, yeah, this is very much a race right now. KillerApp is losing what time that he had, the longer that he puts off that pod clear. And luckily, Evanidus, even though going through and defeating Aghanim, decided to take these wild gambles to, make up time, and it's working.
Yep.
right, looks like it's Ether for there. So let's see,
that's
where
so
was
bad.
yeah,
Ether
where was
was
Ether?
at Bombos.
Okay, that's not too
Bombos
bad.
It's not too bad, no.
Yeah, Evanidus has everything necessary to get that. And actually, you know what? That's actually pretty good considering the medallion that's needed for that dungeon is in close proximity to it.
Yep. It's right there.
It's one of those feel-good moments where you're like, where the medallion for Turtle Rock is in Hookshot Cave, or you know, on like the desert ledge for Mire. Half magic.
Nice.
The checkerboard cave.
Okay, let's hope. Let's just hope for Killer's sake, please. Misery Mire, do not contain the flippers. Thank you very much. He's going to go in there, probably. Oh no, he's going... Ah, smart. He's going to check the Ether tablet, probably.
Yeah, as well as Darkwold Death Mountain too. They didn't have access to this later.
That's right. So
Ooh.
that's going to happen first. He will probably eventually go into Mire though, and if Mire has the flippers, or even if the flippers are here somewhere, that could be terrible.
Yeah, that was a really good Mothula fight too for Evanidus too. Got a really good pattern and managed to coordinate around it, knocking that moth right into those little blocks. All right, so let's see. In Dark Death Mountain, KillerApp's going to be able to check Hookshot Cave, the medallion needed for T-Rock, possibly pick up his bug net.
That's right. Probably Quake.
I've seen a lot of people take this route to get to the Dark World in Death Mountain, and I've actually kind of just like come to enjoy it more than choosing the one underneath. Oh.
Yep, yeah, I agree, because you can check the chest a bit more efficiently and open Turtle Rock at the same time, even though you might not be able to go into it immediately, but it's definitely a very nice route.
So here's something interesting. Evanidus has both the rods and Samaria, and had the medallion to get into Turtle Rock early. Something of worth can be in Turtle Rock.
Yep, could be flippers potentially, or I don't know. Well, yeah, we only really need flippers at this point, right?
Flippers or boots.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what they find.
Again, flippers for Killer would be terrible. Nice tempered sword though.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean,
flippers
KillerApp has the silvers, so knew that like wasn't gonna have to do like a full Master Sword Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and looks like we're about to see Spike K from KillerApp. Evanidus is gonna get his half magic, and kind of curious where Evanidus is gonna go from here.
Yeah, he's probably also going to head to Death Mountain, to be honest, and he might actually go into Turtle Rock.
Now, as important, well, not important, but as helpful as half magic can be, if you see half magic behind something that's going to take you, you know, maybe 20 to 30 seconds to collect, like let's say for instance you had to drop down in like the Death Mountain ledge, or have to collect it at like the floating island, do you still take the time to pick up the half magic?
It depends where I am in the run, really. If I have a couple dungeons to go, sure, let's go for it. If I get close to the end, I might decide to not do it, honestly, because half magic is only, you know, that useful. Like, at some point, most of the dungeons you can clear without it. Like, you can clear everything without it. It's really just a nice safety, so you don't really have to pay attention to your magic. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been one of those things that like I've always kind of thought about, and it's like I wonder what everybody's view on it is, because before they got rid of quarter magic, if you saw quarter magic, you got it. It didn't matter. It didn't matter where you are. You got quarter magic.
Yeah, quarter magic is insane. Or yeah, can do a lot of really OP things with that.
There
Yeah,
you go. Evanidus got
killer.
the setup.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of don't blame Killer App for kind of feeling to need to go over here. I mean, goes into pod, gets the flute.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you know what? I got ether earlier. Just got the flute, and Titan's Mint we're not too far after. Kind of puts the idea from Meyer in his head, and
Yeah. Again, just hoping that there are no flippers in here, please. No flippers. That would completely kill Killer.
yeah, because Flippers would probably send him all the way over to Swamp Palace.
Swamp, ice, everything, because he would think the king could be there. It's a bit unclear who's in the lead now.
Yeah, there's no clear leader. Evanidus just has the advantage. Is probably the best way that I could say it with Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
So the longer that Killer App waits to go right back into pod and defeat Helmasaur to get the Samaria cane, the more he's gonna search.
Yep.
So it's gonna get worse the longer that it goes on. So Samaria only has a certain amount of locations that it cannot be. One of those are in Turtle Rock. It can't be in Turtle Rock, and it can't be locked behind anything that's you need Samaria to access. So it can't be like at Vitreous, which is the boss from Misery Mire. So those are really like only the major locations that it can't be at. It's a little bit like the Ice Rod, where there's only like that. Well, the Ice Rod is the ultimate one because it can be anywhere, but Samaria kind of has similar properties to it. So, these location checks for Killer App are going to get more obscure. He's going to be looking for fetch items. He's going to be full clearing dungeons. There's the boots.
That is actually something that helps Killer a little bit right now. That is probably the best thing he could have pulled from here, honestly. It's going to open up 2 more locations for him, which are probably useless, except they have the flippers, but that would be bad again. But the boots will speed up a lot of things he's going to do. And it will also make the way back to Helmasaur a little less painful.
But at the same time, it could also be a problem. I mean, Killer App is right here, right next to Desert. And he remembers that there was a small key on that torch.
Right.
So it could send him. Though. Yeah, it could send him on like a little wild goose hunt. It only costs him about a minute, but it's still another minute that Evanidus gets to full clear a full dungeon. Especially one that needs the Cane of Samaria to get through. So really, the longer that Evanidus holds out on getting Ether, the better the situation is for Killer App, because while Evanidus is going to go through the longer of the dungeons, the Turtle Rock, still can't access Misery Mire without that Ether.
That's right, and if oh, the powder, oh no.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad, because that's now 2 Wild Goose Chase items.
Oh yeah, he's going for the Goose Chase. Now the thing is though, I just realized that should Evanidus actually find the flippers here, he might look for Ether in the dungeons as well, in Swamp and Ice. It could be happening.
It could, but the advantage that Evanidus has for those is that he has the items required to finish those dungeons. So if he doesn't find anything, it's still a long, a long amount of time to traverse those dungeons, but it's time well spent. Would be the best way to say that.
All right, we get to see what the desert item is.
All right, so for Killer, you want to see flippers here, because that means that the longer that Evanidus puts out that Oh, there it is. It's just red mail.
Excuse me, just red mail?
I'm sorry, do you like red mail?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're probably gonna see the bat check right now on Killer stream. It's really hard to tell who has like the. I mean, there's the Cane and Halosaur thingy that seems very very bad, but at the same time, Evanidus could also walk into disaster here. So it's tough to tell. Plus, Killer does have the boots, which it will lead him to like 2 additional location checks. But at the same time, it's really nice to have those. They're the flippers! No! No, they were actually in mire! Are you kidding me? Oh my god, no!
That's really bad for KillerApp. Because that sends him through a whole nother dungeon.
No! No! Oh! Wow! This game is so mean. It's so mean!
Oh, it's so mean to KillerApp right now. Because, let's see, in Mire he got boots, he got the powder. The powder led him to get the flippers. And now he's going to be going through Swamp.
Oh man, and he's probably going to jump and full clear ice as well. Oh man. I mean, big advantage for Evanidus right now. I wouldn't say... I've seen people forget the Bombos tablet before though, so... I wouldn't say this is over until Evanidus literally walks up to the Bombos tablet and gets his ether, but... At the same time, it doesn't look very good.
Yeah, it doesn't. Evanidus is 2 items away. But as we know, it's really only one item away, because one's going to lead him to the other 2.
And
Oh.
Butter Sword, that's a good one too.
I like the Butter Sword. You don't actually get to see the Butter Sword all that much nowadays. Ever since the progressive logic.
Yeah, it cuts through things like butter. Man, it does speed up like a lot of things, boss fights, you know, rooms and all that. Like even compared to Tempered, it's not as big a jump from Tempered to Butter as it is from Master to Tempered, but still, you know, it's pretty nice to have.
Well, it's good for Evanidus. If Evanidus decides not to go to the Breadsmiths and pick up the silvers, it's kind of going to put him on par with KillerApp.
That's right. Because Ganon takes half the hits from Butter than he would from Tempered, so that's definitely something to even out the score there.
Yeah, the only problem is the final phase. Evanidus would still needed to do the sword spins.
Yep. All right, full clear Swamp.
I mean, like here's like the really rare situation. If KillerApp catches up, gets the Cane of Samaria, and they're both in G Tower, Buttersword's gonna make it a little bit cleaner for Evanidus to get through, and can possibly get to Ganon sooner. But the silver arrows would keep it a really tight match.
Yeah, definitely.
So here we go. Butter Trinex, a really easy fight. Oh no, nobody really has a lead. We're not saying that. It's just that Evanidus has the advantage with Samaria in hand.
Samaria is an advantage, but there's still, like I said earlier, he might forget the Bombos tablet. No ether for him. He might not use the powder immediately for the flippers. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, and the only reason why I say it's an advantage is because of the location of Samaria. Behind Helmasaur. If Samaria was just like a standing item, I wouldn't say that it was as much of an advantage.
Yeah, the problem is, like you said, the killer will check Helmosaur last. Absolute last. That's the absolute last location he will check. While Evan still has all the possibilities to find the items he needs relatively quickly.
Alright, so another crystal in hand. Let's see where Evanidus decides to go. Probably going to see a Spike Cave play. Yep. Let's see what KillerApp finds in this dungeon. I really don't want him... he's not going to find another fetch quest, but here's another thing. Do you think that KillerApp remembers
The mushroom,
the
that's
mushroom
right,
on the ledge?
That's right. He probably does. Probably.
Because if you think about it, powder led to flippers.
Oh god, yeah. That's
Flippers led him into Swamp Palace. Swamp Palace had nothing. But, I mean, it could be like a powder into flippers, into mushroom, into cane situation that KillerApp is thinking about.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
It's a long shot, but, I mean, we have seen really long fetch quests.
He will probably eventually get the mushroom. Before Helmosaur is my call, honestly. He will try to clear the dungeon first, I think, at least.
Let me see Evanidus over here, looking like going towards Quakefish.
Yeah, he does have a bunch of locations left. Remember, Evanidus did make that gamble, so he does have like 5 minutes from Aga 1, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's still there. I still can't believe that the game actually gave the flippers and Meyer. That's like, I mean, come on. And the way it did it, also. And there we go. I think Killer didn't actually do left side in Swamp, which will probably eventually lead him back there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it looks like he's going straight into Ice Palace, so, I mean, this is good. KillerApp is, while still looking for Samaria, is still taking care of the crystals that he can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really putting him too far behind in time. And looks like Evanidus is... Let's see, where are you going? See, I think Evanidus is gonna go check the graveyard.
Yep, still gotta do that.
Yeah, can't do the King's Tomb. No boots. Unbeknownst to him, we know that he needs to go check the Bombos tablet to get that ether, and that'll give him access into Meyer. And from there will be the last item that he needs.
Yeah, but he's going to get the boots there first, and then... There's one item off. Do you keep looking for that one?
I don't know. It depends. Since Evanidus hasn't done the breadsmiths, yeah, I was starting to think about that. I was like, yeah, since Evanidus hasn't done the breadsmiths, we might see him head this way. He's gonna get silvers, but that's gonna put him in the area for the Bombas tablet. So this could be good if you're rooting for Evanidus to win. You got to feel good about this play. If you're rooting for KillerApp to win, you gotta hope that your guy, your boy, your friend is gonna be heading over to Pod soon. Because it's coming up short right now where the... Oh no. But yeah, it's coming up to a decision point soon where KillerApp has no choice but to go back to Pod.
He still has the left side in swamp, unfortunately.
I don't know. What would you do?
What
Would you go all the way back in the swamp and
I would
punch
forfeit.
those switches?
That's what I would
You
do.
would forfeit.
I don't know. It's tough to say. I would really hate either decision if I had to make it. Like left side swamp, pendant pod helmosaur. Ugh.
Yeah, especially this late into a seed. I mean,
Yeah.
we're about an hour 30 in. If you know anything about your opponent, you may be starting to sweat. Looking at the time, we're like, okay, hour 30. We're still looking for one item. A lot of these seeds have come down to like the 140 kind of a section.
Yep.
So, I mean, 10 minutes away is when you start to really feel the pressure.
Yep. I think both runners are actually not feeling very good about what's happening here.
So the good news is KillerApp is more than likely going to find the gold sword. So that's going to put them on even ground.
Yep. Evanidus to get silvers.
All right, here's the flute.
Yep, he's checking bombas now after purple.
Mm-hmm. I like this play a lot better. Fluting over here, using the light world to get faster traction because he was all the way up there. So this will definitely save some time. I'd say at least about 30 seconds of overworld movement. So let's see if he goes check that Bombos tablet.
Yep. The crucial thing here is that he will definitely find boots in Mire. I'm pretty sure he will. But it's going to be crucial to see if he decides to keep going in the dungeon and keep looking for that second item, or if he thinks, well, boots, that's nice. Vitrios must have the second item, right? Let's go.
I don't know.
That could be...
It'll be definitely interesting to see. But I don't know, if you're still looking for one more item and you know that flippers can have the possibility of being inside of Mire, I think I would stay and keep checking. Even if you run straight to Vitrius and defeat him and you still don't get your item, I would definitely still continue
Go
looking
back.
throughout Mire.
Yeah. I agree.
Not quite go mode. Not quite.
Nope. He still needs the flippers.
Yeah, and powder leads to flippers.
What a seed.
Yeah, Evanidus really turned this around. Caught up very well with that.
The pod gamble. Yep.
Oh yeah. But still, this is anybody's race.
Yeah, at this point, Killer is still making crystal progress. So, even though he is full clearing this dungeon right now, and we know there's a red boomerang, I wouldn't call that nothing, but there's nothing of substance in this dungeon, he is still making progress. So
I mean, the red boomerang is kind of sort of nothing of substance.
Yeah.
The laggerang, as it's known. But yeah, with so much that KillerApp has done recently, skipping left side on Swamp, probably thinking, all right, I found one dungeon item in Swamp. There's a 50-50 chance that there's nothing that I need over there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
pretty much.
Beautiful cold stare fight.
Alright, this is the moment of truth right here for Killer.
Alright, so where are you going? You have some overworld you can still check.
That's probably happening first, and then... He's going for the mushroom. He remembers the mushroom on the ledge.
Did either of them check the waterfall cave?
I believe so.
KillerApp
Did,
has, yes.
Did he? I don't remember.
Yeah,
He might have.
KillerApp has.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't get those flippers for nothing.
Oh man. So Evanidus is coming up on some information here.
He's gonna get the big key.
Decides to keep going.
Yep, he's gonna get the boots as well now. And this is where it gets interesting.
Alright, so turning in the mushroom. What are we gonna get from this?
He's going for Vitreous.
Oh man.
Or no, fake out, it's all good.
Oh.
We're all good. He's going to get the powder. Alright.
Now this is big. Okay, so you find your two items and you're like, boom, here we go. Alright, head straight up to Vitreous. So where are you going, KillerApp?
Swamp. He's going back to Swamp.
Oh man, that's right.
Don't blame him, honestly.
No, not at all. This is why, like, if I'm in a dungeon, I full clear it. I'll go left side first of Swamp. Oh wait, what's going on here?
Oh, that's. No, he's going to pod. Is he going?
Is
to
he
pod?
going to pod?
Oh!
He's going to pod.
No.
Wait.
Did he never check Catfish?
No.
Oh dear.
I don't think he checked Catfish or Pyramid.
He did check Pyramid. That's for I
he checked
remember
Pyramid.
that. But he did not do Catfish.
This is a double fake out.
I was so hopeful right there.
Yeah, as a commentator, we want a really close race because that makes it super exciting. Because like every time they're like frame for frame, room for room, like we're just like, who's gonna take the lead? Who's gonna defeat the enemies faster? Who's gonna be better at the mini bosses? And who's gonna get the better patterns on Aghanim? Chat saying we got catfished.
Yeah, definitely. Can't argue on that.
All right, so after this, Evanidus is just catching up on crystals. So there's still time. KillerApp still has time to catch up, but unfortunately, he has a couple of decisions to make. Either he's going to go to Swamp, or he's going to go to Pod. Where's he going?
Looks like Swamp.
I don't know. He's faked us out before.
Unless he fakes me out again, yeah, dude. I don't know. Okay. Evanidus, that's going for Killer. We'll probably check the bat after the boot locations he unlocked, so there's that. And he might still also go for the desert item. So that's probably a bit more time for Killer right there, but...
Okay, so far it's looking like Swamp. So KillerApp's going right back in the Swamp, finishing off those last two chests.
Yeah.
So Evanidus still needs to get through Swamp Palace and Ice Palace, but the big thing is that Evanidus just needing the flippers could go mode Ice Palace first if he didn't go to check the mushroom, or not the mushroom, the powder. But if he checks powder, he's going into desert.
Yep. He's going to check all the boot locations first and then powder probably.
All right, but as soon as he gets that, he's in go mode, which is dangerous. Whenever a racer gets into go mode, can do the fastest way possible throughout these dungeons. Doesn't need to check any chests outside of finding a big key if it's necessary. So the longer that Evanidus takes to check these overworld locations, the better of a chance that KillerApp has to make up time.
It's actually really close right now. After Swamp, I don't remember, but I don't think that Killer has any overworld left. So he will definitely go to Helmasaur.
I think, yeah, he doesn't. Because I think he had the book by the time he was up at Hera, and was going to check and checked the tablet, and it was just couch cash.
Yep, I think so too. So he will definitely go to pot. It's really unfair. If he would have just done left side while he was here. He even left it.
Yep, he's leaving. He's leaving. He saw that that's
nice.
the last item.
That was really good luck.
Yeah, if that would have been a dungeon item, that would have been really unfortunate for KillerApp.
Wow. Okay, that saves him a lot of time right there.
Oh, absolutely. That saves him easily like 2 minutes.
That is amazing for him, and that means that he is going to pod right now. And this is huge. This is absolutely huge, because Evanidus is still going to check the Fat Fairy, which he got access through in Mire. Oh man, I don't even want to predict what's going to happen in this race right now.
Oh yeah,
this is crazy.
It's insanely close right now.
Like, Killer has to finish Mire, which doesn't take that long. It's just a bit, you know, you gotta go back in and then make it all the way to Vidi and then, you know, kill him. Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock takes a while, but yeah, this is anybody's race right now. This is so close.
The Agaplay. Yeah, the Agaplay paying off. This is what he set up an hour ago.
Ooh, full heart refill. So Evanidus is sitting pretty. Where are you going? Here comes the flute. Are we seeing Kakariko?
He's going for the mushroom, or he's buying potions. Buying potions, maybe.
I was about to say, is like, I don't know. Yeah, he just got the blue potion. All right, where are you going? Where are you going, Evanidus?
Mushroom, of course. Ah, dude, so intense.
This is probably the closest race I've ever commentated, and it's so insane that it's so close, but yet it's like so close, but yet so far.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's such a close race, but they are doing so different things. It's insane. Alright, he's gotta go check the bat after this. Like, he's got to.
Yeah, he's in the area. He's probably gonna check King's Tomb first.
And then we still have GT, and I think both runners must think that they are way behind right now. Like, both runners must be thinking, oh my god, I am so far behind. I need to gamble in Ganon's tower if
KillerApp
hasn't not done yet.
KillerApp for sure is gonna think that he's behind. Because this Helmasaur play is gonna give him Camus of Maria. And he's already been in Mire once.
Yeah.
Alright, where's Evan going right now?
Oh no, he's checking the first chest in Swamp, but what? No, he can't.
Yeah, he can't.
Maybe he's fake flippering into ice? No. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, bro. What you doing? He might not know what he's doing himself. I don't know.
Alright, so KillerApp now in go mode.
Officially.
Ooh, did Evanidus never check Stump Kid?
Really? Really?
Oh wow.
Really? Okay. I guess that makes sense then.
I'm pretty sure Evanidus already checked this. Oh no. Oh no, Evanidus might be in that dark spiral. That dark spiral of what locations have I not checked yet and doubling back.
This is working way in KillerApp's favor right now.
Yeah, catching up.
I would even dare to say he might be ahead at this point.
Still too close to say.
He never did digging game? That can't be right, dude. He didn't. Wow.
Dig's on the way out. All right, it's only a matter of time. Evanidus is in this area. I don't know about you, but this is definitely one of those situations where if you're looking for flippers, I would have go-moded Ice Palace immediately.
Definitely just to get it out of the way, just trying to think, okay, what's my most reasonable play right now? What can I do, you know, like get a bit of off time, just, you know, mindlessly full clearing the dungeon. That's definitely what I would have done as well.
This is it. All right, this is what we want to see. This is Evanidus getting into go mode.
All right.
Yes, I'm so excited. Evanidus is going to be able to go mode Swamp Palace, which is huge against KillerApp. KillerApp had to do a double dip. Evanidus is going to be able to go mode Ice Palace, which KillerApp had to check a lot of different chests for. In the meantime, KillerApp's going to be able to go mode Turtle Rock, which cuts out a little bit of time, but not too much. Still needs to find a small key. So, oh man, it's a race against tower right now.
Yep.
I mean, in general, this is a race to Ganon's tower, but I mean, like, this is literally a race to Ganon's tower.
Yeah, I think the thing that works in Killer's favor here is that Turtle Rock is right next to Ganon's tower.
Yeah, and Evanidus has the Butter Sword. That helps a little bit. Butter Sword and Silver Arrows. KillerApp can still get the Butter Sword in Turtle Rock. Probably given on its location, it's gonna get Butter Sword.
Yeah. I would assume he opens that chest.
Yeah. I want to take a brief moment to give shouts out to follow our racers, follow our commentators, and our tracker. This is an exciting race, and you definitely want to throw this out there. You want to show these guys some support. They're putting on an amazing show for all of us, and our tracker is keeping tabs on all the items as they are being located. And not to pander to you guys, but thank you so much for being here and showing up some support for this amazing tournament.
Yeah, I can only second now.
All right, Evanidus. Oh no, you need that key. A little bit too excited. Yeah, a little bit too excited.
Yeah, I feel like, but like I mentioned this earlier, I think both runners think they are behind at this point.
I would think that KillerApp would think that he's a little bit more behind than Evanidus does, but I definitely second your statement. You know, it's a lot of pressure right now. It's so hard to commentate right now. Like I just want to like sit here and just stare
at the screen.
Just watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Same here. I mean,
I think both of our races are 1-0.
Yep, this is a 1-0 match. Mentioned that at the start of the race, but I guess some people joined it in between. So this is a pretty big win, honestly, for whoever comes up victorious here. Going to an 0. With 3 victories in the Swiss round, you're already guaranteed to at least enter a tiebreaker to get into the group phase. With 4 wins, you're guaranteed to be in there.
Yeah. Do you know if the big tiebreaker? It's one big race, right?
Yep, I think so.
There's the big key for KillerApp. Evanidus making quick work of this dungeon. So yeah, this is the importance of being able to do some dungeons in go mode. So while KillerApp is making his way through this dungeon, still only in the entrance part of it, Evanidus is already catching up on crystals. The long one, though, it's really going to tell how well Evanidus executes the Ice Palace bomb jump under this pressure.
Yeah. And then he still has to go up to Death Mountain and get the Dark World portal there in order to get to Ganon's Tower, while Killer just can walk over immediately into the rock. There we go, Argus down on Evanidus stream. Killer making good use of the fire rod against the Pokies here, even though he does have Tempereds, which could get rid of them in one spin. He decides to utilize that. With half magic, definitely not a bad idea.
Oh yeah. Evanidus right there. So from Swamp going straight over to Ice. I like this routing. I would have definitely not done Ice before Swamp, because you kind of get locked in there right after Ice.
Okay, and then, I mean, I don't even want to imagine what Ganon's Tower holds for us this seed.
Well, we know that it doesn't have any sword upgrades, but we haven't seen any shields, so it could have some shields in there.
Yeah, judging by the fact that Killer did actually go around for the big chest, he will definitely open the chest with butter that's coming up here in a second.
Yeah, he's definitely opening up this chest. So that ties up both of our runners. Man, I can't help but just be silent and watch this.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to talk and theorize and just everything that I have experience of as a commentator, but I'm speechless.
Yeah, all we can do is sit and wait, honestly. Cause I don't know. Oh, that's right. Bridge key was in the third chest, I believe. Memory serves right.
Yeah. Good memory. All right, here comes the Ice Palace bomb jump. That looks good. A little bit lower. Oh no! Yeah, I probably realized that he missed the spot. Lower. Oh.
Got him.
Looks like the sprite's a little bit taller than, because I was kind of matching up by the line right above where Link's head normally is.
Yep. So yeah, they'll pretty much, I mean, Killer will probably finish his boss fight about 30 seconds ahead of Evan. And the thing is, like I mentioned, the way up Death Mountain, that's a difference maker here.
Yep, looking like Killer is going to be in G Tower first. But it could still come down to any of the boss fights, any of the left or right side gambles. Yeah, that's just to give you an idea of how long Turtle Rock is. Evanidus was able to go mode almost 2 complete dungeons before Turtle Rock was completed, even in a go mode situation. Alright, looks like everybody's already ahead of us, but it looks like we're on our way to G Tower. Go ahead and get your guesses in. Where do you think the key is? I want to keep this race close, so I want to say it's going to be deep left side. But I want Killer App to gamble to go right.
Sounds good. What about Tyrum?
What about Tyrum?
How about Tyrum? But yeah, Evanite is about 30 seconds behind with the boss fight, and now still has to go up. That's the big thing. All right, here we go. I mean, this is still very manageable. This is definitely not game, even if the big key is in a favorable location. This could still come down to Ganon. While they have butter and silvers, it's not unheard of that people have fallen to Ganon before, so... Can't say it's over just yet. And Killer does gamble on the right side here. Are you cursing him right now? Let's find out.
I'm trying my best not to. But it looks like Evanidus is about 45 to 50 seconds behind Killer App. Which, considering everything that Evanidus has been through in this seed, not bad at all. Completely made up that Aghanim gamble.
Yeah.
Ooh, unfortunately missing that that block clip. Adds another about 5 seconds to that. 2 shields so far.
Yeah.
So if Evanidus goes straight left side and doesn't gamble at all any right, this could bring them even closer.
Well... If it's behind Ice Armos, right side might still be a little bit better, and then gambling going all the way.
Yeah, if you do like a full right side lap, we've seen that before. Going right side and then roaming around to Ice Armos, kind of cutting a little bit of time away from your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, my heart is beating.
There the big key. Alright, let's see if Evanidus will gamble.
So it looks like Evanidus is actually a full minute behind Killer App now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, going right.
Going with that logic. The logic of if you get a key, go right.
As long as he doesn't, like, bolt for Ice Armos, that's fine. It's not losing any time with that decision so far.
Yeah. Still hard to say. I mean, Killer App is making quick work of the remainder of this tower.
Mm-hmm.
Already through the first room, working his way through the second room of the gauntlet.
Alright, yeah, they will both have the same G Tower route, so... And I think Evanite is about a minute and... no, maybe 2 minutes behind. Killer App did go up the set of stairs to the first upper room at exactly 157, so we might be able to tell in a little bit there how far they are apart. Killer App making short work of all these rooms.
Oh yeah, his execution is coming out really well right now. He's got the big key. He still hasn't seen a dot done. He's probably pushing as hard as he can to get these bosses done, these rooms executed.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and Evanite is going up at 1:59:07, so it's 2 minutes and 7 seconds that separate them.
That's a lot of time lost in G Tower. He lost essentially about a minute just maneuvering around the right side, albeit not as quick as Killer App was. And still not over yet. It could come down to one mistake. One G Tower despawn. One one too many falls at like mini Moldorm, or not mini Moldorm, but the Moldorm. One fall at Ganon.
Did you just jinx the despawn?
I didn't mean to, but I'm throwing out these different things that like could possibly happen because it's KillerApp's race to lose right now.
Definitely. We get keys for days though. Don't know if that helps.
Well, at least you know you'll be able to open up the final door.
Oh dear, ignoring the validation chest.
That's likely to get him some flack in chat. And there it is.
Oh, that's an interesting pattern, but he managed to handle it very, very well there. Almost getting the triple. 2 doubles so far though.
Oh yeah, Agnum's giving him some pretty free lineups here.
Alrighty. 2-2-1-1. He's probably looking at IRC and is like, how is my opponent not finished yet? Do I actually have a chance?
Oh yeah, going into Ganon at 201, and you still haven't seen your opponent finish. Like, my heart would just be like.
Oh man. Alright, so here is Ganon. Good thing with Bloody Sword is you just need 6 hits in order to trigger the next phase. Taking a hug there, fortunately he has a red mail. I think they also still have a fairy from earlier, don't they? They might have.
I don't know if they went to the library to bonk that.
That's a nice amount of teleports, especially when you're 2 hours in.
Giving him the business.
Oh dear. Ooh, Evanidus taking a fall to Moldorm too. That's not good.
Nope, especially with KillerApp coming up on the final phase here.
Yep.
There's one hit, gets the torch glitch.
Yeah. Ooh, this could be a double here.
Could it possibly be a triple? Ooh, almost.
Taking.
Oh!
He does have a fairy, right? Yeah, he does. He does have the fairy. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I
was
remember
about to say,
correctly.
I was like that might be it. Oh! That was insane. KillerApp. Man. What a race.
GG.
What an insane race. KillerApp coming through here with a time of 2:03:51, using some choice words to describe this seed. What a race. Chat exploding over all of this.
That was definitely something right there. Alright, I'm sure we're going to try to get both of them in for a much needed interview after Evanidus is done with Ganon here at the very least.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see what these two people have to say to each other after this race. Because I mean, it's great to have like the one-on-one interview while you go back and forth with like the victor, but with your opponent so close behind, and especially through such a traumatic seed, back and forth between these two racers, it just came down to KillerApp having a little bit more Dark World location, Overworld locations checked, and just raw execution in the end of this seed that brought KillerApp in the lead.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the Aga Gamble. That is pretty much the time Evanidus needed at the very end of this seed.
I know. It was definitely a good play. I mean, the seed was kind of sending you these signs, but it just didn't pay off this round, unfortunately. We've seen tons of seeds where like an early Aghanim just kind of pays off miraculously with items such as like hammer, bow, moon pearl, sitting there on the sitting right there on the pyramid. And then we have a final time for Evanidus at 2:06:20. So about a little bit less than 3 minutes, moonwalking into for a nice finish.
The swag, yeah.
Beautiful. So let's get both of them in here.
Thank you. Your quest is over.
I wanted to see a sorry here. A sorry would have been fitting.
Yeah, agreed. Alright, let me see here. I think KillerApp is already in the waiting room. Oh,
It looks like we're just getting KillerApp today, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him down.
Yeah, sure.
Greetings, KillerApp. GG on your race.
Thanks. That was really bad seed.
Yeah, it was. You actually left that Cane of Samaria at Helmasaur for a very long time. Your opponent decided to go check these pedestal dungeons and had Samaria for a good 30 minutes on you.
Yeah. That makes sense. I usually don't skip, but it was just one item at the boss, and I thought I would save some time just looking somewhere else. A lot of different places to check, but of course, B26 bites you in the ass.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if I was in your shoes, like, we already knew that Kane was there. And I was like, I would definitely, after finding the flute and the ice shot, I would be like, why would I defeat Helmasaur now? I know the pedestal is nothing,
Right.
So, I would have definitely done the same in your shoes, but, yeah, how excited were you when you found the flippers from the bat?
Oh, well, I was sort of wanting that instead of the cane, because that way I figured it'd probably be in Swamp. But of course, it was the place I skipped.
Yeah.
But I was more ticked off about finding early items. Like, I found the book, and I immediately saved and quit, because if I had enough money for Zora, I might have kept going and got the Moon Pearl. But I decided to just stop and head over to Desert. And then that led me on to an adventure to getting the bow and finishing off Eastern Open. The Pearl was there, and of course it was the last place at Zora.
Yeah. I mean, Evanidus took actually the gamble, and he did Aga at that point, so you were actually ahead for the whole
Oh,
time
okay.
there.
Okay.
So that was kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
But both of you kind of not really getting the Zora because the route didn't quite work out for both of you.
Hmm.
Yeah, it really came down to like Evanidus finding that Samaria cane, which allowed him all that time to make up. So that Aghanim gamble, the other gambles that he made into other pendant dungeons, as well as doing the blind pull of the pedestal. All of that kind of came back to him with the Samaria cane. You guys almost had simultaneous go modes. He needed to find the flippers. You needed to find the cane of Samaria. And I think your guys' go modes was roughly about 30 to 40 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, so after that, you just had to clean up Misery Mire and then go do Turtle Rock. And then Evanidus needed to go through Misery Mire. Had to do Swamp Palace and Ice Palace. And so it was just basically this race. As you were making your way through Turtle Rock, Evanidus was clearing up Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. And, you made the right decision. You went over to G Tower. You did the right side first, and then you went left, and luckily you got that. And your opponent did the same thing, so it kind of maintained your lead there. But for a while there, it was so insanely close. It was
I can imagine.
it was stunning to watch. For two people to be so close together, but yet so far, it's just this was an intense race.
Yeah, it's so respective. You have to search everywhere, but it I guess for a race it was pretty good. But just glad to have that seed over with.
Yeah, definitely.
But I can't be
Yeah.
too mad. Just over 2 hours for basically 100%.
So let's see. It looks like we're not going to get an interview with your opponent, unfortunately. So do you have anything else to say that you about this seed?
Not really. Just want to throw it away, throw it in the trash, and look forward to the next race, I guess. But,
It might be nice and cathartic to put this seed into the recycle bin and just move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it looks like we have another race on Speed Gaming 2, and there'll be more races coming on this channel. We have an awful lot of races today. Thursdays are really big. Wednesday's a really big day for races. Nice middle of the week for everybody. So, to my co-commentator El Megas, do you have anything else to close us out with?
Killer, congrats on your victory. Good luck for the rest of your matches. You're 2-0, so that's very good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Denise, dude, was a pleasure as always. Thank you for having me, guys. Holding up. I hope the chat enjoyed it, and I mean, I had fun. I hope you had too.
Oh, I had a blast. Make sure you follow the runners. Make sure you follow the commentators and the trackers. We're all working our butts off over here, trying to provide good content for you, accurate tracking, and last but not least, get Fiesel an empanada. The man's hungry.
He's definitely earned it.
All right. Well, that'll about do us for here. You all have a wonderful evening.